Hi readers, welcome back to my channel, Lila Wanders and Reads. Lee here, and this will probably be the only video I post this week because it's Christmas week. But I will be back next week with probably my December reading recap, and December has been a dismal month comparatively. But it is what it is. And then I'll talk about some January reading goals next week as well. January and 2025. This week, I'm going to say I've finished 2 books because, and we'll get there, by the end of today, I will have finished 2 books. But it's not been a good week. I will say I did get sick this week, and I stayed out from work for 2 days, so I don't know about you, but when I'm sick, all I want to do is lay on the couch and sleep and have the TV on. So I did stream 2 seasons of Virgin River while I was dozing on the couch, but I didn't get a lot of reading done. I did finish, earlier in the week, I finished If I'm Being Honest by Emily Wibberley and Austin Siegemund-Broka. I enjoyed this book. I feel like it well, I want to say I feel like it helped get me out of a slump, but there's more to come on that. So in If I'm Being Honest, this is a take on The Taming of the Shrew. Turns out, being gorgeous and popular doesn't get you off the hook for being a total bitch. Guess Cameron didn't get the memo. So when her crush, Andrew, balks at her nasty ways, she'll do anything to get back in his favor. Anything takes the form of a self-taming project a la Shakespeare's famous shrew, Catherine. If Cameron can prove to Andrew she's changed for the better, he'll have to give her another chance. But facing her flaws head-on is no easy task, especially when making amends with a certain guy leads to complicated feelings. I've read some of this couple's work before. One of their books, The Roughest Draft, I did enjoy, and I really enjoyed this. And for me, I guess what it comes down to is writing style. Can you keep my interest? Is it quick? Even if it's a light book, is it deep enough? When I finished this, I thought back and I'm like, you know what? I could pick it apart if I wanted to. I could point out plot holes or this or that, like some reviewers did. But the bottom line is, I didn't want to. I had a good time reading this book, and that, for me, is what it's really all about. Do I have a good time reading the book? Am I enjoying reading the book? So, finished that, and then I didn't read for a couple of days because I was sick. And yesterday, I bought this at the bookstore a couple weeks ago, picked up Sharon Sala's The Next Best Day. Let's hear what this is about. After a devastating tragedy robs teacher Katie McGrath of her confidence and almost her life, she needs a fresh start. She heads to Borden's Gap, Tennessee, a quiet town that promises the peace to help her heal. But in a town as close-knit as this one, Katie was bound to stand out, especially to her new neighbor Sam and his sweet twin daughters. Police Chief Sam Youngblood hasn't looked at another woman since his wife's death, but when Evie and Beth take a shine to Katie, he knows there's something special about the quiet woman who moved in next door. And it isn't long before Sam is head over heels too. Katie knows that the broken pieces of her life stand between Sam and their chance at happiness, but for his family and everything they've taught her about love and acceptance, she might finally be ready to face her past and get ready for the next best day. And I noped out 68 pages in. This really, really surprised me because I have 3 Sharon Sala books upstairs. Those 3 are all romantic suspenses, and I don't remember what they're all about, but I do remember them with fond feelings. I enjoyed them. This doesn't feel like the same author. And now I've got to wonder, did she die like Janet Daly and someone else is writing? Because this felt like, she's the winner of the Janet Daly Award. This felt like something I've read better in my college creative writing classes. It felt amateurish. it felt like something you'd write when you think I'm at a loss for words. It was just thin and I'm at a loss for words. This is her first. Usually I've got plenty of words. But it didn't seem like the Sharon Sala that I remember. So maybe she's got a ghostwriter and I don't know, but by God, it was just not great. I threw it. I threw the book. And in frustration at the, compared to this is YA, this is not YA, but I just completely, like, this was engaging, and even if I didn't like characters, I could feel something for them. Anyway, so, there have been points over the past couple months where I'm like, is it just me? But it's not just me. Because last night, after I threw that one, I picked up The Charm Offensive by Alison Cochrun. Now, I've read 2 other Alison Cochrun books, so I knew I enjoyed her writing style. And this is how much I read of that last night. So, starting at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So, it's not me, it's the books that I've been picking. But it's a real shame because I picked out Sharon Sala thinking that was a sure bet, sure thing. I was still kind of recovering from my being sick, and I wanted something comforting, and turns out this was it, but this was not. So, bear with me, I don't have my glasses here. I've really enjoyed every one of Alison Cochrun's books. There was one that kind of dragged a little bit in one part, but overall, really enjoyed it. Dev Deshpande has always believed in fairy tales, so it's no wonder that he spent his career crafting them on the long-running reality dating show Ever After. As the most successful producer in the franchise's history, Dev always scripts the perfect love story for his contestants, even as his own love life crashes and burns. But then the show casts disgraced tech wonderkind Charlie Winshaw as its star. Charlie is far from the romantic Prince Charming Ever After expects. He doesn't believe in true love and agreed to appear on the show only as a last-ditch effort to rehabilitate his image. He's not disgraced for the way that you think he is. I think the word is neurodivergent, and he has panic attacks. He's just awkward, and so it's not like he did something to destroy his reputation. Anyway, in front of the camera, he's a stiff, anxious mess with no idea how to date 20 women on national television. I'm not sure many people have an idea how to date 20 women at one time on national television or not. As Dev fights to get Charlie to connect with the contestants on a worldwide tour, they begin to open up to each other, and Charlie realizes he has better chemistry with Dev than with his co-stars. But even reality TV has a script, and in order to find their way to happily ever after, they'll have to reconsider whose love story gets told and why. So, very, very good so far. I'm counting this as read this week because I will finish it tonight. I really like this book. Dev is charming. Charlie is... Sometimes when I read about characters who are different, sometimes I can connect with them, sometimes I can't. I can connect with Charlie. And this is told from both perspectives. So, finally, the reason I picked up Sharon Sala to begin with is, originally I had said that I was going to put everything else down and work on finishing Larry McMurtry, but again, I wanted something, so like I said, I was still recovering from my illness. I wanted something that was comfortable and safe, and Sharon Sala was not it, but The Charm Offensive was. This is such a hard book to read, except it's not. I know for me, I'm the problem on this one. But it is, because when I pick it up, I enjoy reading it. It's funny. I've laughed out loud several times. I've chuckled a lot. And I think it's just, maybe I'm intimidated by the size. However, I've read Stephen King that is this long, so I don't know. I think it's just a little bit more slowly paced than, say, The Charm Offensive, or If I'm Being Honest, because I really enjoy this book, and my goal is still to finish it before the end of the year. But like I said, I was getting over being sick, and I just needed something that was comforting and quick, and Lonesome Dove is not quick. It's just a slower read. So here's an example. Yesterday, after 4 o'clock, I'd read 225 pages of The Charm Offensive. Today, I'm on page 243 of Lonesome Dove, and I've been working on it all month. Granted, I've not sat down to read it, every day. It was a purse book for most of the month, and then I decided I need to get serious with it because I wanted to finish it. So, that is all for me today and this week. If you celebrate Christmas, have a happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, whatever it is. Or if you don't celebrate, I hope you have a great week. Again, I will be back next week, hopefully with a better week behind me. Hopefully I don't get sick again, and hopefully made more progress on Lonesome Dove. That is it for me. Thank you for sticking with me on my journey. Happy reading!